Welcome back to Cruder.com. In this next video on array formulas, we're going to go into another real-life example. In this next real-life example, we're going to go ahead and use these depreciation and amortization spreadsheets that we used in the financial formulas videos to go ahead and learn how we can write them in an array type of format all in one cell instead of having to list it out in several different cells among the different years to therefore add up at the very end the total amount of depreciation and amortization that's going to take place. So let's begin with this first one in the Straightline method. And with this first one in the Straightline method, we can't go ahead and create an array formula. So we're just going to quickly go ahead and do this and then multiply it by 5 because it's always the same and we're going to multiply against 5 years. So the cost is up here on this machine that we're depreciating of $375,000. The salvage value that it's going to be worth after the useful life in 5 years is only $75,000. And the useful life that we've calculated that this machine will be useful for is 5 years. So if we return that, it's obviously going to be 60 as it's shown here below. But to go ahead and calculate all 5 years worth of depreciation in one cell, we have to simply multiply it by 5 to get the 300,000, which we've done down here using the sum formula. Now the second one truly is an array formula, the sum of years digits. And so let's go ahead SYD and open it up. So the thing that's different between the first one, the Straightline method, and the sum of years digits is that it has cost, salvage, life, and then this time it has period. So the period is what we're going to go ahead and select the entire range. We're going to select this array of years and then use our Control-Shift-Enter to evaluate the formula as an array. So let's go ahead and do that and say the cost is $375. That will always stay true. The salvage value is $75,000. Again, that's always going to stay true. The life that we've calculated, 5 years, always staying true. But the thing that's changing is the year that we're in, which is going to compute the depreciation different each year. As you can see here, you get 100,000 all the way down to 20,000 in year 5. So instead of writing the formula on each and every cell and referencing that specific year, I'm going to go ahead and select this array and then close it up. And then again, if I just hit enter, Excel's not going to know how to evaluate that. But let me hit Control-Shift-Enter and I get the very first one right here, the sum of years digits. The first year is 100,000. This formula can only display one value, but when I tie in the sum formula around it and use the sum formula's arguments, which are ready for multiple numbers, it's going to go ahead and it'll add them all up. So I'll hit Control-Shift-Enter and I get 300,000. So let's go into there and just evaluate with F9 real quick this number, F9, and Excel is calculating each and every year separately and formatting it as an array. So this works perfect and we can add it all up into one cell. So I'm just going to hit Control-Z to undo that and Control-Shift-Enter. And really the next two formulas, the declining balance and double declining balance, do the exact same thing. So let's go in here, look at what we're talking about. It has the same arguments and then this one also has an optional month argument, but we're not going to worry about that right now. We're just going to go ahead and do the same thing. The cost, comma, the salvage, comma, the life, and then the period. Again, we're going to grab all 5 periods, close it up, Control-Shift-Enter, and you get this first amount. All we need to do is surround it by the sum formula and hit Control-Shift-Enter, and we get 299,886. Which is close enough to 300,000. And then the last formula is the double declining balance. So DDB, open it up, cost, comma, salvage, comma, useful life, and then the periods again, grabbing all 5 in that array. And then with this one you have a factor, so automatically it's saying double declining. We can go ahead and just put in a 2 to keep it as double declining, although that is implied, and hit Control-Shift-Enter, and then we get 150. Pop back in, hit the home key, back up 1. With the arrows, type sum, open the parentheses, hit the end key, and then hit the closing parentheses, Control-Shift-Enter. The more you practice with these array formulas, the better you'll get, just like anything. But what you also get with these array formulas is how they are operating in a more complex way. So that will broaden your thinking and thought process of how you work on a day-to-day basis.